Also, my daughter wants pets, so I got to get a place bigger than this for pets.
Cat or dog? You would be good with a dog.
Yeah, I
Can
need a
walk.
dog.
You can walk around.
I just don't have a balcony or anything. It's just an apartment.
You
Got to
know,
get
it's
a
a
bigger
really,
apartment.
you know, it's a great pet that not a lot of people know about.
Fish.
Nighthawk.
Oh, boom. Boyd's, some birds.
Nighthawks. Nighthawks, not a lot of people know this. They're the most dangerous animal in New York City.
Another silly cop movie.
Is this trip business or pleasure?
Pleasure, I hope.
Welcome to the United States.
Hamer Reinhardt, sometimes called Wolfgar. Born Frankfurt, Germany, 1946. Educated Paris and Patrice Lumumba University, Moscow. Currently self-employed. Occupation, international terrorist.
You are to be indoctrinated in counter-terrorist techniques.
Deke De Silva, age 35. Born and raised New York City. Honorable discharge, U.S. Army, 1972. 52 registered kills. Occupation, cop. One man can bring the world to its knees. And only one man can stop him. Universal Pictures presents Sylvester Stallone in Nighthawks, coming in April.
Yeah, Nighthawks, 1981. Two directors, according to IMDb, Bruce Malmuth, Gary Nelson. Two guys I've never heard of. These guys had a big problem making this movie. Their lead star, Sylvester Stallone, is a gigantic asshole. Just a complete maniac. There's this thing that happens with actors like Sylvester Stallone. They know the only reason anyone is going to watch their movie is because of them. They don't give a shit about Bruce Malmuth, Gary Gibson, or whoever the hell that directed this. Like, no one cares. They want to see Stallone. And I think or Gary Nelson, after Rocky, which was a gigantic hit, obviously, Stallone had difficulty getting the next big hit. His movies were successful, but they weren't like mega hits the way Rocky was. Because like Rocky won Best Picture, I think it won Best Screenplay. It was just a giant movie, and
Which he wrote and directed that, right?
he wrote it. He didn't
he won
direct
those
it.
two out. Oh, he didn't. Oh. Did he get Best Actor?
No.
I don't know. I was throwing it out there.
No.
Whoa. Let's not go that far.
I think he wanted to also prove that he was a good actor.
Okay. All right.
So let's see what Oscars Rocky won. Okay, it did win Best Picture, Best Director, Best Editing. Oh, it won? No, these have to be nominees. There's no way it won Best Actor. Come on.
See, I told you. I knew it.
I mean, he's good.
It's not bad.
God, this Oscars website is fucking terrible. But you know, the other thing is he's before my time. He was nominated for Best Actor. No, he's not even nominated.
He's not nominated. He won.
I think I'm looking at the wrong year. 77, maybe. Okay, so 77, he did not win Best Actor. He's nominated. But he came from nowhere. And there's this thing, like Roberto Benigni, he won Best Actor for Life is Beautiful. Like you can come from nowhere, win an Oscar, and then just completely disappear and fall off like very fast.
Right, doesn't mean so much.
So I think Stallone was trying to figure out like what his thing was going to be. Like what kind of role did people want him to be in? And Nighthawks is a weird movie because he's playing a sensitive, vulnerable cop. And it's like he's trying to be a good cop. He's not like Dirty Harry. I said the Nighthawk is the most dangerous bird in New York because there was a poster tagline for this movie that said Sylvester Stallone was the most dangerous cop in New York. But he's not in this movie. He follows the rules. He's like good.
He's trigger shy. He doesn't want to shoot people.
He doesn't want to kill anyone. And then and everybody around him is giving him pressure to tell him to murder people, to kill them.
It's fucking cops.
Doesn't make any sense. This is also like it's a 70s. It's like I guess it's not a 70s movie. It's an 80s movie. It's 1981. It looks like a 70s movie. It doesn't feel like there's disco. It doesn't feel like new wave. It doesn't feel like modern and chic like the 80s. It feels 70s. Like he's wearing big collars. He has long hair. He has a beard, gold chain, leather jacket. It looks like the new wave thing and the punk thing. They haven't hit him yet. He's not really part of that scene. He's a 70s guy.
It's early 80s. It's not the mid or late 80s. It's early.
And I think MTV debuted in 1981, and then that kind of like changed style.
Sure. That
So
makes sense.
it would take a few years before movies reflected that. And then also there were movies like Blade Runner, which is 82, I think, or 81. That movie is futuristic looking and is cutting edge and they're not wearing the big 70s collars in Blade Runner. That movie's so ahead of its time in terms of its aesthetic that it influenced MTV. That there's like walls of TVs in that movie. There's like glass bricks. There's neon. Neon's going to be a big thing in the 80s look. But I picked this movie Nighthawks because I had never seen it. I just wanted to do a movie I hadn't seen before.
All right. Makes sense.
And
a lot of cool actors in it.
Yes. The person who steals the movie and the reason to watch the movie is Rutger Hauer.
Of course. Yeah.
And he's just effortlessly cool and awesome. And apparently this pissed off Stallone. He was jealous. He was like furious.
Got overshadowed.
Yeah. And it's like, well, his character's awesome. And he's not saying a lot. He's just being cool and doing things. He's not being... I think Stallone thought his strengths in Rocky were his vulnerability. So in this movie, you'll see him try to get back with his ex-wife. And then he'll like touch her face in this awkward way. And then she'll kind of like recoil. So and weird. It's like, this isn't cool. What are you doing, man? This isn't like cool. You want to be like Mr. Cool Guy in this movie? That's not cool. Or there's a big section of this movie where he's in class and the head of Interpol is teaching him about Rutger Hauer and how to stop terrorists. And he's just sitting there like an idiot. And it's like, this isn't a cool scene. There's no car chase. Rutger Hauer is doing awesome shit in every scene.
Blowing shit up. Fucking ladies.
Every scene in this movie with Rutger Hauer is awesome. And it was his first American role.
Really? Oh, that's good. Interesting.
So this is before Blade Runner.
Yeah, right on.
And Rutger Hauer kind of knows what he's good at. immediately from the get-go. He's good in this as the villain. Then he's good as the villain in Blade Runner. He's good as the villain in The Hitcher. Flesh and Blood, he's a villain. Like this became his thing. He became the cool bad guy.
Cool foreign bad guy. Or alien bad guy at that.
Robot,
Robot bad guy.
sexy robot. I mean, is he the best part of Blade Runner in terms of acting? Probably. He has the best speech.
Yeah, he has the coolest character. Strongest
Roy.
character.
Yeah, Roy Batty, sensitive.
He lets that dude live at the end, which is super cool.
So,
But he does also kill innocent people. Yeah, he's the coolest.
So it can be tough for leading men in Hollywood. They don't really, they have to, their career lives and dies by their movies because they're the big name on it. And so Sylvester Stallone had all this pressure. And apparently he cut scenes with Rutger Hauer because the audience liked him too much. And then he would like add more scenes with himself and make the movie worse.
What an
Just because
egomaniac.
And because Rocky's a nice guy, he's trying to be kind of like a nice guy in this movie. He didn't really get another great second role until First Blood, which is after this. And First Blood, he does a really smart thing. He doesn't talk a lot. And this one, he has long dialogue scenes with like his boss, Billy D. Williams, all sorts of people. And you're like, what are you doing, man?
His ex-wife.
He looks insane in this movie. It's in a crazy look. His beard,
yeah, I like it. Yeah.
His hair, his glasses,
the
his
wire rim glasses, the feathered hair,
his face, his just expression is bizarre. Remember on Black Rain we talked about like divorced guy energy.
He's got that definitely.
He's definitely got that. So this has like an important 80s cop trope happening in this movie. Divorced cop wants the wife back, carries a flame. But like I said, I never watched this movie before. The opening scene is also like a classic 80s cop thing. There's a woman making a phone call in New York in a bad neighborhood, and then there's these like scary guys following her, and they're gonna mug her. But the woman turns around, and turns out it's Sylvester Stallone dressed like a woman, and then he like busts them. And I guess every time we see him doing like police activity in this movie, he's either wearing a disguise, being a mark and getting attacked, or there's one scene with him and Billy D. Williams where they bust a stash house.
Just the two of them.
Yeah.
But they also call him like a decoy or something. All the cops call him decoy or some shit like that. Like,
well, his name is Deke.
Oh, Deke. That's what they're saying, Deke.
What's up, Deke?
Yeah.
Like Dick? Deke? So when they bust a stash house, Stallone and Billy D. Williams bust into this, like, they do a no-knock raid.
2 shotguns.
They kick the door in, and then Billy D. Williams immediately fires the shotgun into the air. This is not something cops do.
And there's like 10 dudes.
And they're all like, how much money you want?
Just take it. Just take it.
Come on. Come on. Take the money. We'll buy you out like the other cops. And then Billy D. Williams gets so furious. He takes his shotgun. And he just points it at this dude's head. And he's like, I'm going to fucking kill you, man. I'm going to kill you. And Stallone's like, it's not worth it.
Chill, sir.
Come on, he's not worth it. Don't do it. Don't blow him away. This is an amazing scene. When you just think about just shooting a shotgun into the ceiling of an apartment building. as a
Just
cop.
for the hell of it. That would be fun. No knock
And
raid
that,
would be fun. You never know what's going to happen. I don't even
so
know if
what?
are they wearing bulletproof vests or they have any backup? What's going on? The
Yeah,
two of them are the two of them arrest all 10 of them.
You just wasted a round shooting into the ceiling.
Like we're going downtown.
That's what bank robbers do in movies.
Are they good cops?
They're the best.
Yeah.
They're narcotics agents who do no knock raids. Did they handcuff those 10 guys?
That's what I'm saying. How could they do that? They do everything from no knock raids to like simple purse snatchers on the street. They do all of that.
There's a scene with him in Central Park where he's walking around.
Yeah.
I think like 3 guys are about to surround them. But then another cop car shows up and is like, hey,
They
you got
run
a
away.
meeting. You fucked up our bus, man.
Nobody likes you guys.
Fuck you. This is not Year of the Dragon even. This is
Shoddy police work.
a cartoonish depiction of police work. Apparently this was supposed to be the script for French Connection 3.
What?
Have you seen French Connection recently?
No, I have not. I didn't even. Was there a 2?
Yes.
Oh my god, no, I did not.
So that's why they're dealing with an international criminal. And in the opening scene of French Connection, Gene Hackman is disguised as Santa Claus and he busts a dude. So that's why I believe they're dressed like criminals, or that's why they have disguises on, because that's what Gene Hackman did. And then they have to deal with Interpol because Rutger Hauer is this crazy terrorist from Germany. So the opening scene, what does he do? He blows up a department store in London, England.
That's what it looks like. Yeah, he kicks a bomb under the sales counter.
And he's like sexy and horny and charismatic, and he like flirts with the desk girl.
Yeah.
The cashier.
Is that before or after he gets the plastic surgery?
This is all before. So when I first saw the scene, I thought like, oh, he's wearing a disguise.
Yeah. I like how they did that. That was really good.
I thought like, oh, that's Rutger Hauer wearing a disguise.
Yeah.
But no, that's his face before he gets plastic surgery. And this is another great 80s cliche. I love movies where a guy gets plastic surgery and then looks like himself. But before that, he looks different. There's a great Mickey Rourke movie called Johnny Handsome where he plays this like disfigured, freakish man, and then he gets plastic surgery and he just turns into Mickey Rourke. And he like looks in the mirror and he like cries. He's so happy. So
I see that. I like how they did that. They totally tricked me.
So Rutger Hauer, he makes a phone call to the police, and I don't know what the hell he's talking about. Something like Red Lions, or I don't know. Not even that. Like,
isn't it somehow related with the IRA or some shit? Because
I guess he's
that
doing
Irish guy later.
He's doing work, like freelance work for the IRA. They're paying him or something. And then he goes and meets the IRA guy. And then he doesn't realize this. The guy has his passport, but then he has an Uzi and he takes him out. And then all these cops show up because I guess that guy called the cops. That's what he thinks. But then that turns out the guy had the passport, whatever. So apparently this movie had a lot of problems with censorship. And they had to cut scenes. So when he uses the Uzi, you don't even see it fire on screen. It's a very weird shot.
His stomach explodes. You see that?
Yeah, he shoots him off screen. It looks very weird. Another good reason I picked this movie was, it's got style. It's got style to burn. And I understand what Mike needs with the movie. He needs style.
It definitely has that. Has cool guns too. That Uzi was cool.
The photography is beautiful. This movie looks really expensive. It's not that crazy expensive, but it also, what this movie does that's amazing and is probably the best reason to watch it. Every scene takes place in the real environment. There are no green screens, fake backgrounds. When Rutger Hauer's in London, he's really in London. All the scenes of them in New York are amazing. The locations.
Interesting. No
Um,
sets then. It's all real areas.
well, the interiors are sets, but there's some great locations in this movie. There's a big part of this movie. We see Rutger Hauer come to New York. He's sitting in a taxi cab, and then behind him, you see the Roosevelt Island cable car go past him, and they set it up right from the first scene because that's going to be his big terrorist act. He's going to take over a cable car.
Foreshadowing.
So there's like a huge sequence in that. But before we get there, Rutger Hauer enjoys the nightlife. That's one thing we find out about his character.
Yeah, this is so funny that he just goes out in public and parties.
He loves to
That's an
dance.
international terrorist.
International terrorism party boy.
Yeah. Like the James Bond of terrorists.
You think he would be in a punk music? No way. He's not going to CBGBs. He's going to like disco.
Yeah.
And so Stallone gets mad during his Interpol class. He's like, why we gotta be here? We should be out there looking for him. So they go out. He's looking for him. This is the best Stallone sequence in the movie where he just goes to like nightclubs and bars and he's like asking if they know Rutger Hauer or if they've seen his face.
Oh no, he does. He asked the girl about the girl's face, right?
Yeah, the girl is killed.
Because Rutger Hauer kills that stewardess that finds his gear.
Yes,
And then-
Rutger
then-
Hauer gets he gets a chick. He stays with her. And we believe it because he's so cool. And he's foreign, and it's like, oh yeah, this really cool, handsome blonde guy. He could probably, hook up with someone pretty quickly in New York in the 70s. But he keeps a ridiculous briefcase just full of weapons.
Yeah. Like, how did he get that out of the airport? And he's just carrying that around with him until he moved in with that lady. How did that work?
He flew in the airport with Uzis. One of his briefcase,
Grenades.
I count 15 grenades.
Nice.
Just rolling around. Well, I guess they have little slots, but yeah, he killed her, and then he blew up a building on Wall Street, and it was circled on a map, so they put it together pretty fast. But yeah, the sequence with Stallone going to the nightclubs, just looking for him. You finally get to see Stallone do something, and it works. He's like looking, he's asking questions. I love the music in the club. There's one club where Slow Ride is playing by Foghat, and people are just dancing their ass off. They love it. Slow
81.
Ride. Doo, doo. Imagine when that was a new song. That must have been like, whoa.
This is awesome, bro. Ride your
I don't-
motorcycle, listen to that.
I'm fucking gonna listen to this for the next 50 years of my life. This song is never gonna go away. There's one other actor we have to talk about.
Billy D. Williams?
Well, Billy D. There's two actors. We gotta talk about Billy D. Although all he seems to do is yell.
Sure.
He doesn't really have much range. And then the police captain, played by Joe Spinell.
Lieutenant.
Oh, Lieutenant. That's he's in Taxi Driver, of course. He's the You Gonna Bust My Chops?
Yeah.
He
Plays a gangster in some movie. Oh no, he's in Rocky as the
He's in
as the
Rock.
gangster. Yeah.
He's in Rocky as the gangster.
Yeah.
And he's in another Stallone movie called Paradise Alley. He's in Rocky 2. But this was the last movie he made with Stallone because Stallone's ego got so big, he just like dropped him or something. I don't know.
That's funny.
Apparently Joe Spinell, his mom used to cook food for Stallone when he was broke. So
Kind of fucked up to kick him out of the movie business.
yeah, and then he got into drugs and drinking and died like a few years. He's dead by the 90s, I think.
Jeez.
Tough break.
Yeah, that's
But-
rough.
He's got a great face. He's got pock marks, acne scars.
Distinct voice.
Yeah, very Italian looking. There's a story about him where I think he was a limo driver or a town car driver, and he said I don't know if he wanted to get into movies or not, but I think it was Sam Peckinpah who like looked at him or Walter Hill and he said, "You've got the face of a killer. You should be in movies. You just look like a murderer." So one of his first roles was in The Godfather. He has like no lines, or almost no lines.
Oh, he's a bodyguard.
Yeah, and then he has a bigger part in Godfather 2. Um, he's in this one really sleazy New York movie called Maniac, where he plays a serial killer. Really gory, very grimy. He's the lead. Um, there's a famous photo of Stallone wearing a Maniac t-shirt, which, he probably did because his buddy made the movie. So I always thought that was cool. But yeah, Joe Spinell has this long scene with Stallone where they go into the police station. The camera pushes, you see them walking and talking. And Spinell does all this stuff where he like puts on a hat, puts on a jacket, does all these actions, and he's like trying to be they're trying to be like really witty and clever. And then as the scene's about to end, Joe Spinell just like fucking loses it on Stallone and starts yelling at him. And it just seemed like Stallone wanted to he's like, how do I make a good scene? How do I be a good actor? I got to talk a lot. I got to have a lot of yelling, a lot of dramatic shit needs to happen. But he's wrong. You don't have to do if you want to be a good actor, you don't have to, you like should say less and do more body language. That's like what Brando does. Godfather, he's not tough. He's quiet.
He doesn't talk a lot. Yeah, he's not a
Listen.
loudmouth or something.
Yeah, or when he's in a Streetcar Named Desire, he's like sexy and quiet and like walks slowly. He has confidence.
Walks with
But
a swagger.
Apocalypse Now, he's beautiful. Just he lets his beautiful body display on in the darkness and the light, the sweat from his head. Superman, a little rough.
I can't even remember that movie.
His white hair.
I do remember that part.
He wanted to play the briefcase.
Yes.
Or like a bagel or something. He lost his looks and then he lost his confidence.
What a tragedy.
I heard someone say like he used to like order pizza or like takeout late at night in LA, get it delivered, eat it, and then when he would then become disgusted with himself and he would take the food and like throw it over the fence or in the garbage. And then a few hours later he would have run out and dig it up out of the garbage or the gutter or whatever and just start eating it again.
That's gross. He shouldn't do that.
There's not a lot of food addicts in Hollywood. But that sounds like food addiction.
Yeah, I mean, what else would it be?
He's not drinking or doing drugs. He just was eating cheeseburgers and French fries and pizza and ice cream.
Ugh.
I can't help it. Oh, I need ice cream. Was he ever in a cop movie? It seems really beneath him.
Later in the career or something. I can't
In the
think
80s?
Yeah.
Ugh. Axel Foley, you need to calm down. I mean, Superman, that's pretty fucking crazy.
And he got paid off of that movie, right?
Oh, yeah. It's like $1 million a day or something.
Nice.
I tried to mute that, but then I unmuted it and burped on the mic. Gross.
Come on, man. Come on.
So at the nightclub, Stallone's looking around. He sees a guy. It's Rutger Hauer, but Rutger Hauer's plastic surgery, but he can tell it's him. He knows it's him, and he just stares at him. This is the best sequence in the movie. They're just staring back and forth. Nighthawk and Wolfgar. And then Rutger Hauer gets like, he doesn't like this guy staring at him, and he walks away. And then Stallone's like, Wolfgar! And then Stallone ducks behind a staircase. Rutger Hauer turns around and just shoots a guy where Stallone was, just killing him. And then Stallone pops out and then fires at Wolfgar in the nightclub. This is
He's not trigger shy anymore. He's just ready. He's ready to go now after that pep talk from Interpol.
This is more shoddy police work, I have to say. Giant chase sequence. Billy Dean Stallone chase Rutger Hauer into a subway. Then Rutger Hauer takes a woman hostage with a switchblade up to her neck. And Stallone cannot
first
take the shot.
He cuts Billy D. He cuts Billy D first.
Oh, that's after.
Oh, it is? Oh, okay. All right. My bad.
So
my bad.
Billy D's like, shoot him, you idiot. Idiot, shoot him, kill him. And Stallone's like, I don't have a shot. I want to kill an innocent person.
He's not clear.
It's not clear. So then he gets on a subway train. So then Billy D and Stallone get on the subway train. And Stallone kicks the window open, just smashes it and climbs through. And then they run through the entire subway train. And then eventually they're running around and Rutger Hauer slashes Billy D. Williams' beautiful cheek with his switchblade, just cuts him. And that's the guilt trip. It's like, if you had shot him and killed that innocent woman,
cut my face.
I wouldn't have cut my face. It's a hell of a guilt trip.
Why didn't he take the shot?
He didn't want to kill innocent people.
Can't he just aim better?
Also, like the nightclub scene with the shooting in the public place. This never happens. Ever with cops. Have you ever heard of a confrontation in an extremely busy nightclub? Why wouldn't you just wait for him to leave? Oh, he's in there? Let's get 8 cops to follow him home.
Surround the place. Just wait for him to come out.
Yeah. Oh, he's gonna leave. No. This is another thing in movies. It's like shootouts in restaurants. This doesn't happen. Cops aren't shooting criminals on sight.
No.
International terrorists.
Very specific rules for being able to shoot somebody.
Cops are like prison guards, or like they're like nothing in the justice department, in the justice system.
Bottom rung.
Yeah, they're bottom rung
buffoons.
Gophers. They don't. Do you think the DA, the mayor want you to shoot the criminal in public? No. It's not like, oh, I need a hero cop. I need to set him loose and I need him to clean up the city. Just kill bad guys. No case needed. No evidence. No nothing. Just kill the bad guy. Just kill him.
Judge, jury, and executioner all in one.
This is not what anyone wants. But in movies, it's like, oh yeah, the cop he's the sheriff. It's like a Western thing, right? Like in a Western movie, the sheriff is the boss of the town, essentially. The mayor's a pussy. Only the sheriff can kill the bad guys. No one else has the guts. So
there's no district attorney.
Yeah, there's no state.
Yeah.
These aren't Arizona territory or whatever. These aren't even. I wonder. Arizona must have been a state by the OK Corral. 1915. Yeah, definitely.
Oh yeah.
So, but these were barely. These were like growing. These weren't. This isn't New York City in 1981 with rules. When was the last time a cop got into a major shootout with someone?
Maybe the
Boston bombing, that was pretty intense.
was the
They had a giant shootout at the end, but they didn't kill him.
Christopher Dorner, was that after the Boston bomber?
I don't know. That's around the same time. That was a shoot to kill. He was all alone in a cabin and they just lit him up. So in this movie, Stallone and Billy D are wearing hats that say ATAC, attack. Is that like SWAT?
I was wondering that myself. They don't explain it at any point.
ATAC?
Just trying to look on the firearms database, but they just say ATAC guy. They don't say what that's an acronym for.
Anti-Terrorist Action Command.
Where did you look that up?
A fictional police organization, the 1981 movie Nighthawks.
All right.
Anti-Terrorist Action Command. So they're just deputized. Like, you guys need to stop the terrorists. Not Interpol.
Just city cops. NYPD's the finest.
Just, wear a dress and fucking take them out. So, Rutger Hauer, I love how very quickly, like the next scene, he just gets on this cable car and going to Roosevelt Island. Now, Roosevelt Island is this tiny little island off in New York City. And this cable car, you see it at movies all the time. I just watched this movie, Problem Misa. There's like a big sequence with that. It seems like the most dangerous, shitty way to travel. I could not imagine doing this every day. If I lived on Roosevelt Island, this cable car would bring me to leave. Like it looks so old. It's just a small red cable car, single car hung from the center to a cable, and it just glides 200 feet in the air from Manhattan to Roosevelt Island, and you're over the water. It seems like a complete death trap.
That's the only way to get to this Roosevelt Island is this little.
There must be a ferry. I'm sure they just don't show it in movies because it's not exciting. And
people live there. It's like a residential area.
It used to be an insane asylum or something, and then they converted it into living quarters.
Jesus. So it's not like a tourist thing. You got to go there. You have a reason to go there.
There's a bunch of buildings on it. Maybe 1,000 people live there. It's pretty big, honestly, Roosevelt Island. There's a fucking bridge. Wait, there's a bridge?
There's got to be something. I mean, that little tram holds like 20 people.
There's definitely a bridge going there. That might be coming from New Jersey. So, I don't know. But this is a crazy sequence. Even though it seems like a terrible way to travel, it's a great scene in a movie because they're shooting in this actual cable car over water, and Rutger Hauer has an Uzi, and then he has his partner Shaka, this female terrorist who's like really hot and scary. They've just taken over, and there's no green screen, there's no blue screen, it's not a set. You see New York in the background. It's crystal clear. It's kind of claustrophobic. I don't know if they had something underneath. I don't know what they were doing, but I don't know how they made it, but it looks fucking real.
They use a helicopter or something?
They're shooting. Sometimes you'll see a helicopter above, like the blades, like from the camera, and they're shooting from a helicopter. So anyway, Stallone shows up in a helicopter. He talks to Rutger Hauer. That's a crazy sequence. And then eventually they get a barge underneath this cable car, and then Stallone rises up from a cable on the floor of the cable car. Rutger Hauer
Collects the baby.
he collects the baby. This is after Rutger Hauer killed a woman, shot her, and then they dumped her ass out of the bottom of the cable car. And it's a very fake looking dummy that falls into the East River, the Hudson River, whatever. So yeah, Stallone goes up, and this is a very passive scene for him. It doesn't make him look cool. This isn't like Cobra. He's tied up in a little cable, and he like a little swing set or something, like a baby swing, and he rises up, and then he comes out a little hole on the bottom of the floor, and Rutger Hauer talks to him, and Stallone just looks sad and
Yeah,
scared.
it doesn't make any sense.
He's not doing anything cool in this movie ever. He looks ridiculous. It must have been very frustrating for him. He must have realized very quickly, like, what am I doing? This part sucks. Rutger Hauer has all the cool stuff, but I got to be the good guy. I got to be the nice guy. I got to be Rocky. I got to be the dumb mopey guy. So yeah, there's a baby. Rutger Hauer is so nice. He gives the baby to Stallone, and then Stallone leaves, and then Rutger Hauer negotiates this bus to go to the airport and then go to some other country, and then he wants to get all these terrorists released and blah blah blah. Things go wrong on the bus. There's a giant shootout. They play audio that they secretly recorded of Rutger Hauer insulting Shaka. And Shaka gets very upset, this terrorist lady, and then someone shoots her in the head after she starts firing.
One of the police snipers shoot her.
Rutger Hauer drives the bus off a cliff into the water, but he escaped beforehand. Then there's a scene where a bunch of cops are looking through evidence, and they realize there's a piece of paper, and it upsets Sylvester Stallone. And Billy D. Williams is like, "What's that? Let me see." And then he gets upset. And then we cut to Sylvester Stallone's ex-wife house. Rutger Hauer breaks in. He sneaks in. He sees a woman cooking in the kitchen. Now, I saw this coming a mile away. Mike, were you surprised by the revelation of the woman cooking?
Yes, I was. I had no idea what was going on. I did not catch that at all.
Back to his disguise.
Yeah,
Sylvester
I get
Stallone.
that. It's so obvious now, but I didn't get it then.
So in the first scene of the movie, he dressed up like a woman. In this scene, he's dressed up like a woman, and they really cheated. It's obviously a woman in the beginning, in the establishing shots.
That's why I got tricked.
But then the person turns around, and it's Sylvester Stallone with a giant beard, glasses, huge shoulders, and
there's also some weird plastic thing over the gun that I couldn't figure out what it was. I kept rewinding it, but there's like a clear plastic like bag or something. I don't know what the hell that's supposed to be.
He kills Rutger Hauer. Movie ends. Boom. 96 minutes. It's a slick, dumb action movie. A harbinger of what we're going to get in the future of the 80s. Cobra this is like a dry run for Cobra. Cobra is insane. In Cobra, he has all the cool shit. And then in that movie also, he's completely outshined by the villain, who's way cooler.
Yeah, again.
So Tango and Cash, I guess he's not outshined by the villain. He's outshined by Kurt Russell, who's just a way better actor. But what did you think of Nighthawks, Mike? What do we have to say about this movie?
I liked it. It was fun to watch. Like I said, another silly cop movie. Sylvester Stallone was good. I love Rutger Hauer. It's cool to see him in a movie that I hadn't seen him in before. I'll give it 3.5 stars.
I give this movie 3 stars.
Only 3? Really? You think it's
And
just
that-
average? It's not even, you don't even like it?
No, 3 is better than average. 2.5 is average.
Well,
This is a
out-
mild recommend. It's like, look, if you've seen Cobra, if you've seen Blade Runner, if you've seen all the cool Rutger Hauer movies, cool Sylvester Stallone movies, then it's like this movie is decent, but it's not top tier.
if you have a system of 5 points, 3 is in the middle, not 2.5. You have 3 above it. You have 4 and 5, and below it, you have 2 and 1.
Well, the
So-
lowest score is actually 0.5.
Oh my god, this is crazy. All right, all right.
I guess 0 is the lowest score.
I didn't know we could. I didn't know we could do 0. I thought 1 was the lowest.
3 is like decent.
Okay.
So we got to ask, who's the biggest loser in the movie? This is another game we got now.
Biggest loser.
Billy D. Get his face
Yeah.
slashed.
Yeah, just because he didn't really have much going on. Wasn't really his fault, but his acting wasn't really that great, and he wasn't really given much to work with.
This is after Empire Strikes Back, so I bet
Wow.
Stallone cast him to like, hey, Star Wars is big, maybe you'll like Nighthawks.
Man, that's what a fall from grace there.
Is Stallone the biggest loser with his pining after his ex-wife?
As a character in the movie, yes, he's the biggest loser, but I think his style makes him cooler.
Mm-hmm. True. Oh, we didn't talk about this. There's an entire scene at the Met Museum. That's pretty cool. That's another great New York location.
And they use the actual Met again. That's what you're saying?
Yeah, I've actually been there, so that's a cool little location. It was funny when Billy D. Williams is like, after he gets his face slashed, Stallone and Billy D just start. Stallone is yelling this like, "I'm gonna kill that motherfucker. You're fucking dead. I'm gonna kill you, motherfucker. You He just says it over and over again.
Yeah.
Way too long.
He's a tough guy.
He's not much for improv. There's another thing we didn't talk about. This really makes it a New York Sleaze movie. This is why I made it a New York Sleaze movie. Now, remember his ex-wife? She works at a department store.
Yes.
Her boss is played by Jamie Gillis. He's a famous porn actor. He's basically the most famous 1970s porn actor there is. I guess he's not John Holmes famous, but he's like, he has curly hair. I don't know why he's in this movie. I don't know why Sylvester Stallone cast him.
Huh. That's crazy.
But like Night of the Juggler had Susan or Sharon Mitchell. This one had Jamie Gillis. So that's cool. I guess I'm thinking we got to go into like percentages or whatever. So like I will offer for the grade 3.1 for the Jamie Gillis cameo. So what do you, and you're at 3.5. We got to haggle. We got to agree on the rating.
So what? I got to tell you something that's going to make you go higher than 3.1.
So what do you offer in response to 3.1? Let's make a deal.
Okay. I will say then 3.25. Right in the middle. Again,
See,
in the middle.
The thing that would really make this movie better is if we got that unrated version. We got that uncut version. We don't have enough blood in this movie. The blood and gore would have really helped.
This is rated R.
Yeah, like it's pretty weak rated R. And also there was a thing in the 70s when they would get a movie rated, they would cut shit, and then MPAA would say like, okay, that's rated R. Then they would just put the shit back and release it, and no one checked. So they used to do that all the time in 70s movies. That's why the 70s movies are like so much more extreme. But I guess by now it's very corporate. They couldn't do that. I mean,
think
look,
you get brownie points for Rutger Hauer being so awesome in this movie, and it
I
being
was-
his first movie. I mean, that gives you that should give you some points.
I agree. I was going to say that. Rutger Hauer, I'm willing to go up to 3.175.
Oh, this is ridiculous. This you can have it. I don't give a shit. You can have 3.2, 3.2, 3.2, 3.289357.
I'm willing to go to 3.19.
All right. I'll take 3.19. I'll take it.
All right. Well, we got a deal. Nighthawks, 3.19. It's a hell of a film. You know, if you just love Stallone, watch it. Stallone is beautiful. He's got a beard. He's got beautiful glasses, beautiful hair. He looks
And we
like a
say the
giant.
same thing about Rutger Hauer. Rutger Hauer, it's awesome. He has two different faces in this movie, and he rules.
Rutger Hauer does a thing in this movie that you can't teach an actor, which is to be seductive just by not saying anything. Like you believe this guy, oh yeah, he could just fuck and kill and do whatever
Yeah, he could be a
wants.
player.
So yeah, all right.
It's believable.
I guess that's that.
Right on, man. Have a good one.
See you later, bro.
Later, man.